or just led down a path to nowhere? Contact Innovative Medical Associates. That number again, 856-489-0505.
It's the final seconds of the match and the world is watching. He's lining up the shot. The crowd is on their feet. Whoa, wait, that's not the goal. That's a gas line. Ooh, red card. Before you dig in your yard, make the smart play and call 811 to have underground utility lines marked. Contact 811 before you dig, because hitting a gas line is definitely a penalty. Visit PA1call.org.
This is Jordan Lundy of Lundy Law. When we say we hope you're never the victim of a rideshare accident, we mean it. But if you should suffer a rideshare injury, we'll work quickly to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. And we mean it when we say there are never any upfront fees, ever. And we only get paid when your case is over and you get paid. Remember our name, Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Call 1-800-LUNDY-LAW or visit lundylaw.com.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, NPN number 2083768.
Don't know who to trust? Go with the sure thing. PJ Fitzpatrick has been your trusted roofer for 45 years. They've earned thousands of 5-star reviews and back all new roofs with a lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. The PJ Fitzpatrick team of experienced professionals install most roofs in just one day. Set up a free consultation this month to save thousands. Plus, they have a variety of financing packages that work with any budget. Don't wait. Visit trustpj.com today.
My name's Michaela. I joined the Army at 17. When I got back from Iraq a few years ago, I became pregnant and ended up homeless.
No veteran should ever face homelessness. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is working hard to end veteran homelessness by the end of 2015. VA offers programs to help eligible veterans stay healthy, find a job, and secure or maintain safe, stable housing. With a simple call to 877-424-3838, specialists can connect veterans to the services and support they have earned, regardless of their branch or era of service.
My life works now. I got help from VA, and now I'm on a mission to share these resources.
VA is here to help. If you or a veteran you know is homeless or at immediate risk of becoming homeless, call 877-424-3838 or chat online at va.gov/homeless.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium.
Afghanistan. Joining IAVA.org really helps in the transition home. It's a network of OIF and OEF vets like me who've got your back here, just like we did over there. That means when you need help navigating the GI Bill, we've got your back. And when you're dealing with the transition home, we've got your back. Or when you just want someone to share stories with, we've got your back. Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America is there for you. Join our community at IAVA.org. We've got your back.
Brought to you by IAVA and the Ad Council.
I'm a radio guy. Always have been. I grew up with radio and still love it today. I love talk, music, and great personalities. I used to have satellite, and I've tried internet stations, but you know what? Local radio is still my favorite. Then I found HD radio. Now I get all the stations I've always listened to, plus a lot more I never knew were there. The coolest part? I bought an HD radio for just $50, and I pay no monthly subscription fees. So if you like radio, you'll love HD radio.
More stations, no monthly fees. HD radio, a good deal more.
The following message is about Medicaid and CHIP, free or low-cost health coverage for kids and teens. Enrollment is open year-round.
Hey, voice lady, give me the mic.
Okay.
Hey, DJ, let's switch up the music. That's better. So listen up, moms and dads out there. There are these programs called Medicaid and CHIP. They offer free or low-cost health coverage for kids. Things like doctor and dentist visits, prescriptions, and shots are covered. All the stuff that keeps kids like me healthy and in charge.
So, as you can tell, a covered kid is a confident kid. and it means confident parents too. To learn more about affordable health coverage for your family, visit healthcare.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. That's 1-877-543-7669.
Yep, you could do something big for your family today because enrollment is open year-round.
This has been a message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
And Sophia.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
You've got bikes, you've got scooters, you've got delivery drivers. Now we have robots. What does it say about a city? And I get it, this is the direction of technology. All of the extra technology that's moving as you're trying to move in an already congested city, I think there's going to be a lot of pushback and resistance to the robots here in Philadelphia. Short of the bougie crowd that's going to love it in and around Market and Chestnut.
Send me my Chipotle on this robot from Uber. Like, are we that lazy?
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. If you think buying them is harmless, think again. Counterfeits are usually made with hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals. Remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart. Buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
WPHT, WPHT, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Free speech lives here. Lives here. The WPHT Afternoon Show.
It is the afternoon show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. My name is Shannon Burke, your host for today, along with Eric Stacey.
What's up?
There's a lot to get to. We'll get to Trump at the Knicks game. Here's a curse, maybe, I don't know. Remember, I predicted that when Trump trolled the press and said the 90-foot UFC apparatus on the South Lawn looks so good that people like it. We might just leave it there forever. Let's leave it up. And I said, wow, let's leave it up, and we could settle, world differences by bringing in the leaders of a couple of warring nations and having them settle it the old-fashioned way with the fisticuffs. Something similar is going to happen. Not exactly fisticuffs, but it. It will be used for diplomacy, not the permanent installation. Rubio is talking with the UFC about that. We'll talk about the Southern Poverty Law Center. Its hearing is going on right now. There's a lot of posturing going on. Some great questions. We'll get to that. But any minute now, we are due to get the verdict in the Texas track event stabbing trial of Carmelo Anthony. Now, this has been unusual because this case was supposed to last a full 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, the trial. It did not. The defense rested rather early. We were supposed to hear closing arguments today. I thought those would go on for some time. They're over at noon. And jury instructions were read to the jury around noon. And here we are. It's 3 Eastern. They've got a verdict. Normally, that doesn't bode too well, right? I mean...
usually the faster the deliberation is, the more likely it's a guilty verdict.
Except in the O.J. trial, I recall. In the O.J. trial, they didn't take that long to come back with a verdict. And people were shocked. They thought for sure, because it was so soon, it would be a guilty verdict. But we all remember how that went. There seems to be a lot of activity outside the courthouse there in McKinney, Texas. We'll bring you that. We'll bring you the verdict when it's read. They said anytime after 3. And, the Black Panthers are there now. I can only assume they're there in support of Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, as an intimidation thing.
What, to intimidate people from what? White people from, there's one white guy outside the courthouse right now in a American flag shirt.
That's just...
There's people milling around outside. lot of there's no audio recording, no video allowed in the trial. I would imagine they would allow the verdict to be read live, right? Or someone just bust out of the front door of the courthouse like the old days and go, "It's not guilty." And still, there is a question. Does this case rise to the level of a George Floyd? I don't think so. But regardless, there have been numerous people protesting in Texas, in the area, out on the streets, chanting, "We decree Carmelo Anthony will go free," things of that nature.
Yeah, I'm watching the video right now, and there's maybe 200 people out there.
Yeah.
If I would take a guess.
I mean, you want to just check in on, let's check in on Fox News and see what they're saying.
This. Well, I definitely think that if Carmelo Anthony is found guilty of any of these counts, there will be an appeal. And when that appeal is filed, I'm sure this issue with regard to 3 black jurors being excused or stricken from jury duty will be an issue that they raise. Will that be a successful issue is what we have to talk about. And given the fact
the 3 black jurors were dismissed because they each said, I don't know that I could convict the brother.
Yeah, they did the easiest
right.
way to get out of jury duty is you walk in there, and if you're a white guy, you immediately go, all black guys, they got to go straight to jail. And they'll be like, all right, congratulations, you got yourself out of jury duty.
Wow, they're going to draw this thing out, aren't they? Are you shocked at the result of the game yesterday? Last night, the Knicks game?
No, I expected the Spurs to take at least 1 or 2. I think it's kind of poetry that Trump's there. They boo Trump. Trump messes up all their stuff, and they lose the game. So now they just have more reason to blame President Trump for everything because now he made the Knicks lose. I mean, it'd be hilarious if they booed him, they lost, and then they lose the rest of the games.
Oh,
because then it's almost like there's some sort of Trump curse going on. Yeah.
Like the anti-Trump people jinxed them. Maybe it was the star-studded affair, as you can imagine. There were boos. I have heard some recordings where there are boos. Obviously, we knew that was going to happen. But shockingly, I heard a lot of cheering on behalf of Trump. Here's Stephen A. Smith, though, right after the game. He firmly believes that Trump killed the mojo, the vibe, the whatever. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think that is even possible. You've allowed one man, so you claim, one man came to watch the event. One guy, just one. And if you didn't, crank your head around, you wouldn't have noticed that he's in the owner's box, surrounded by bulletproof plexiglass. But if you really believe that merely Trump showing up cast a spell on the Knicks, you've given Trump way too much power over your life. Here's Stephen A. Smith.
Was there no plea offer? Was there no total?
Wait a second, I got something. What do I got going on? Oh, that would help. Let's turn that on. He did a much larger performative announcement, but here's basically what he had to say about last night and Trump.
I want to talk about it. I told y'all Trump would mess everything up. It's his fault. It's his fault. Yeah, Jalen Brunson didn't pass the ball. He shot twice as much as everybody else. OG Anunoby had 28 points and 13 shots. Jalen Brunson had 32 points and 25 shots. It was like he was trying to win MVP. It's not how they played the first 2 games. But it's all about Trump. Trump ruined this. President Donald Trump showed up here and disrupted the vibe, disrupted the momentum, disrupted everything. And the New York Knicks faltered because of it. It's all his fault.
So the New York Knicks faltered because Trump showed up and messed up their vibe. The vibe.
That's a weak team if a person showing up messes up your vibe.
That's what I say. Really weak. You've got to be able to do better than that. I mean, cleverly, you have an excuse because, Trump showed up.
That's my thing. They should be rejoicing on it because he gave them a reason when they lose the next 4 games or 3 games and they lose out the series. They can blame it all on Trump, that he was the one that did it to him. They got a fallback excuse other than the fact that they choked it.
Here's some of the action. These people sounded happy. They're chanting USA. which is, if you don't like Trump, you don't like the country.
Please welcome the FDNY of New York and the NYPD.
That's pretty impressive. There were some boos. But they're also, it's rather misleading because, you see Trump making his entrance, and I don't know exactly where. Maybe he was coming down a flight of stairs here into the to the suite level. But this sounds to me like they were pretty happy to see President Trump. Wait, that's not the right one. He brought a bunch of people from the White House with him. They ate some pizza. You'll be having another Trump eats his pizza like a true New Yorker. He folds it in half. There he is. He walks out. That sounds like cheers to me.
Now,
like the majority of cheers.
In the Knicks' defense that hate Trump, they could just be cheering for the Lee Greenwood song that they love.
That's yeah, that's what they're doing. We love Lee Greenwood! Go Lee! Except that Canada song you made. It looks to me like they're very... That's him. He's a New Yorker. He likes the Knicks. He has for a long time. Here is Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, talking about what a fan Trump has always been.
I've been with the league for a long time. I ran NBA Entertainment years ago. He did an I Love Kids game spot with us. He was a fixture at NBA at Madison Square Garden. You guys remember, well, all of you, when you played here, not Draymond, but back in the old days, he had courtside seats. He was here all the time. He was at drafts, so he's a genuine Knicks fan. And so, yes, there's some inconvenience to the fans here, but one looking around this arena, it's packed. So people listen. They came early. They got through whatever extra security, which is necessary. So, as I said, I think we should be using sports to create more of a sense of community with people, not less.
We know you're a New Yorker, 55 years. We know you have
the diesel. He's not a fair weather fan. He didn't just decide to go to a Knicks game out of nowhere because they happen to be, in the playoffs. We still don't have a verdict. I hate it when they do this. Like, we got a verdict, but you're going to make you wait for it.
Mm-hmm. We're also waiting till the first commercial break to give out a verdict.
If they're going to do it right, we got a commercial.
Exactly, yes.
That would not surprise me. Shockingly, the jury has been given the option of, instead of murder, manslaughter. You think that's because Carmelo Anthony's lawyer said that Austin Metcalf may be responsible for his own death?
Probably.
He threw himself onto a blade?
That's thrown in there as an out for the jury, that if they get, one or two people that are going to be absolute holdouts, then they can at least still get a charge done by going after them with a manslaughter charge. Because, yeah. If you get that one whole guy that's going to do a hung jury, then you at least have something out. You can do a little negotiation with that guy. Like, all right, you're never going to let him go down for murder, so we'll all agree on manslaughter. So at least he gets charged with something.
All right, we're going to, when we return, hopefully we'll get this verdict. With our luck, they'll announce it right when we're on a commercial break. Then we'll get back to the Knicks and how they, after the game, they went out and the Knicks fans found anybody wearing a Spurs jersey and beat the crap out of them. We'll do it next. It's the Afternoon Show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Babbel proudly presents the Sheep Cheese Fiasco.
Cute market. Ooh, cheese. Let's get cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Hola. Quiero una oveja pequeñita.
¿Una oveja pequeñita?
Sí.
Bueno, pues tengo como 20.
Oh, no. But they're cute.
Don't let your Spanish fool you. Avoid bringing home the farm with Babbel, the award-winning language learning app.
Can you make us some cheese, please? Oh, cheese. You're not cheese.
Practice with Babbel's guided conversations based on real situations. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will have you speaking conversationally in as little as 3 weeks.
Yes. Oh, you're so sweet.
Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's 50% off at BABBEL.com.
While the sun's out and the summer's in full swing, Kitchen Magic wants to help you fall back in love with your kitchen. We've been a family-owned business right here in Nazareth since 1979. And for over 45 years, quality and craftsmanship have been our promise. This summer only, 40% off installation with flexible financing options for every budget. Don't wait for someday. Visit kitchenmagic.com and let's build something beautiful together.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
What's up, y'all? It's Draymond. On my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, I'm calling it exactly how I see it with my real opinions on the league, the games, and the business of basketball. And with the NBA Finals here, you already know I'm breaking down every game, every adjustment, and every big moment as it happens. When Victor Wembanyama's in the paint, the Knicks, they gotta be feeling it. If you love basketball, this is where the conversation happens. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Lenseek.
It's becoming popular for tech companies to develop their own artificial intelligence processors as the AI spending boom continues to rocket higher. The Information reports that Chinese tech giant ByteDance, which owns the global TikTok brand, is reportedly developing AI chips, with ByteDance hoping its chip will be able to run AI models at a lower cost than its rivals. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
From North Wales to Willingboro, we know your favorite stations, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Verdict Watch here, the afternoon show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Still, we're just dragging this thing out. Take your time.
Well, the judge maybe had a sandwich. He's trying to knock that out.
Right. It is an hour earlier there. I mean, what do you got? The verdict is in. You've got cops outside, and you ought to just belt it out. And I'm wondering, will they allow a camera or some type of audio recording in the courthouse here when they have it the whole trial? The trial's over, so maybe that's the goal. Let's check in real fast.
Imagine that they understand that this is a case that is going to cause a lot of tension outside the courthouse. So most likely they want to make sure, honestly, things are under control here. And as you could see, barriers again are up. We have the deputies on standby, but those family members, they have been extremely involved in this court case. I was told from a reporter inside the courtroom that when the defense rested, Carmelo Anthony's parents They looked down. They seemed upset. The father, I guess, was looking down, whereas usually throughout the trial, I was told that he was pretty much engaged. And also for our viewers at home, I think it's important to mention this is a case where there's no cameras inside the courtroom. So with a lot of your questions, we're relying on the local reporters who are inside the courtroom, and this judge really only gave out very, very strict on media passes. So there was a limited number of media actually even allowed in the courtroom. And a lot of these witnesses were minors. So for me, keeping track of this case throughout the last few days, those witness testimonies from the teenagers played a major role in this.
Yeah, they pretty much just absolutely went 180 the opposite of what the defense.
Yeah, they dismantled the defense because the defense had like 3 or 4 people they tried to bring up there that they thought was going to continue to support their defense, and they went the opposite direction.
I'm wondering if the judge gave, I don't know, or if the prosecution even mentioned, okay, the guy may have put his hands on Carmelo Anthony, but stabbing him deep in the chest is not quite a commensurate response with somebody simply putting their hands on you.
Well, that's what the prosecution's case should be, because they knew the defense was going to come in and say this was self-defense. That's the only reason he had to pull out a knife and to stab another kid was because of the fact that he was in fear for his own life, because there were 4 or 5 people that were just going to beat him up in the middle of the school in front of all these coaches and everyone. So that's why he had to do it. Prosecution's going to go in there and say, well, it doesn't matter if that kid pummeled him in the face with a punch. That doesn't give you a right to pull out a knife and stab somebody.
Yeah, you have to really fear for your life to use deadly force. And I think the kid pushing him is not that. Now, there will be an appeal, guaranteed, because 3 black potential jurors were dismissed. I believe for good reason. And he will more than likely say he had an inadequate defense representation, which I don't know that should even be the case, because you chose a public defender, right? I mean, you made that. You had $750,000 donated through a GoFundMe to allegedly for your defense. And it went to a new house in a gated community and an Escalade and another vehicle so that you could get around. Another question is, if he is found guilty, will he be remanded into custody right away?
I believe so, yes.
I would think so, too. If he is found guilty, what happens immediately outside the courthouse? Nothing?
Nothing. There'll be some people that are angry, but there's not enough people out there to cause a problem. And also, the officers to people ratio is pretty high right now.
Yeah. They're definitely anticipating some activity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
about 15 officers.
Just in front?
Just in front, yeah.
Some motor cops. A couple other vehicles. And they're just going to drag this out. Just give us the verdict. What's the problem?
Somewhat surprised that this went to court.
Yeah, look, there's no public reporting that a plea deal was ever on the table, so we know. Maybe the prosecution said, look, this thing is such a slam dunk, we owe it to the system and to the, the Metcalf family to go all the way with this. But in light of what I just described, in light of the tensions outside the courtroom, and the potential.
I've seen maybe 1 or 2 people that are getting into someone else's face. I have seen Justice for Justin, for the Metcalf kid, signs. But because this became instantly a race-based case, you could only, I hate to think this way, but you look out there and see that the predominantly black crowd out front, that they are there because they believe that he is somehow innocent. And now the question is, how will they react?
I think it's just going to be a lot of sad people going home.
You think?
Because they were told by somebody on social media that this kid's getting a raw job, so they have to go out there and support him.
And then it was self-defense, and they've seen this alleged tape that shows 4 people jumping him, and which doesn't exist. I mean, this was a strong case from the get-go. There wasn't nothing weak about it. And I think once you showed autopsy photos and had the medical examiner come out and describe the wound and the damage and what actually killed the Metcalf kid, I think at that point it was signed, sealed, and delivered.
Still not sure what that public defender was thinking by putting those pictures out as part of evidence for them. Like, make it seem like that was. I have no idea. That was
What do you
one.
mean?
Well, I mean, the defense posted a lot of those autopsy photos, and you go, wow, well, why would you ever do that unless you can prove somewhere along the way that, like, the knife entered at a really weird angle or something like that? That just seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to represent there. But he did, in his closing, his lawyer said, quote, Austin Metcalf had no legal right to use force to eject Carmelo Anthony from that tent. It wasn't about having a legal right to eject him from the tent. He was on under another team's tent at a track event. He had the right to ask him to leave, but he did not have any legal right to use force, his attorney said. He said he had absolute right to defend himself. If you wait until it's too late to defend yourself, it's meaningless. This guy was like right out of law school. A friend of the Metcalf family just said, "What the hell is this?" They didn't really realize how poor this kid's defense was going to be, and it was terrible. He'll get a. I don't know if he'll get another. You think he'll get another trial?
I don't think so. I think this was such a clear-cut case that it's going to be a little tough to even go back and try to get another trial. The only thing going is they're going to try to argue that he did not have a jury of his peers because there was not anybody of his skin tone on the jury. So they'll say, well, maybe that's what caused the issues.
I mean, okay, there were 3 potential black jurists that didn't make it. But had they made it, and they were going to vote down the line, it would have been, a hung jury? You know?
I hope what they choose to do is something positive, and instead of sticking on, one camp or one team or feeling one way about it, I would hope that they all come forward and say, we all need to learn how to keep our emotions and our egos in check. And this is an avoidable situation that we all need to move forward and make sure that we make better decisions in our own lives.
Like that's going to happen. That's okay, lady. That'll be the lesson here. Well, we'll keep you up to date and let you know as soon as they get off their duff and announce it. God, that makes me mad, doesn't it? We got a verdict. We'll let you know in a couple hours what happens. Stay glued to that television. The Knicks fans wasted no time. I mean, you lost a game. Why would you beat up the people that beat you? I mean, you know what I mean? I don't get it. I'm a pretty big sports fan when it comes to the NFL. I would never engage in any fisticuffs, whether I won or lost a game. I certainly wouldn't celebrate my win by tipping over police cars and climbing up lampposts to tear down signs and set things on fire. You know, to me, celebrating is cheering, having a beer.
No, you got to burn some things at least. I mean, you got to cause some type of damage in your own neighborhood.
I don't understand that. And I really don't. I mean, I guess if there was something hinky about the way that they lost, which there really wasn't, they just didn't play well. Maybe that would be different. You're just not going to announce this verdict, are you?
No.
We're going to get to like 6 p.m. and I go, well, maybe I'll give it to you tomorrow. I mean, there's no reason to withhold it because they think something might go down in the street out there.
No, this is just a judge that's slow playing it, going through all the procedural stuff.
Yeah.
And without the ability to see in there, I don't know if the judges even come back. Have they brought everybody back into the courtroom yet? Have they done any of the things that they have to get through to actually read the verdict?
If I'm the judge, I want to get this over with and get home. Right? That's the end of my day.
I mean, he's looking at it like, okay, it's 2:30 right now. I want to be able to beat the traffic, maybe get the early bird special.
Yeah. All right, when we return, Southern Poverty Law Center is their attorney is engaged in a hearing on Capitol Hill. We'll get to some revealing audio from that, and we'll bring you this verdict when we get it. Stick around. It's the afternoon show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Hey, this is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Listen, I know sometimes you worry about coming to see me because you don't want to invest in real estate, because you don't want to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants. I'm going to teach you a way that you don't have to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants, or even own any real estate and invest in real estate at the same time. You want to learn this, so go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday, and I promise you, no toilets, no trash, no tenants.
You don't need another opinion, just the facts.
What caused that crash on the Schuylkill? Will it rain before the kids' game? What happened at the school board meeting last night?
At KYW News Radio, we don't take sides. We take notes, delivering the information you need to make the best decisions for your family.
The news you need whenever you need it.
Depend on KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news leader for more than 60 years.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, NPN number 2083768.
The June heat is here and Philadelphia humidity is officially on the rise. Don't wait for the AC to start working overtime to realize the windows are failing. Call Window Nation now. During the June sale, buy 4 windows and get 4 free. That's right. Upgrade the entire house and get half of those windows absolutely free. Plus, get started with 0 down and no payments or interest for 2 full years. The experts at Window Nation provide a weather-tight seal in just 1 day or less. Beat the heat and save big on those utility bills. Schedule your fast, free consultation today at windownation.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Auto Group studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Of course, they gave the verdict while we were at a break. Carmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murder. It seems to be a very calm situation outside the courthouse.
Of narrative, something that justified why it was that Carmelo Anthony, A, was there and felt like he had a right to be there while armed, but B, felt like his life was in such danger that stabbing somebody in the chest was going to be justifiable.
That was the only answer.
That's it. And it comes down to that. And jurors, whether you're a lawyer or not, see that.
And obviously these jurors have come to this conclusion. They do not believe that there was legitimate fear for his life that left him no other option. They found that that was not the case in this. Brooke Rollins is outside. Brooke Taylor, excuse me. Brooke, let's go to you.
They might be fighting.
Hi, Martha. So we just found out, as you mentioned, that Carmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see what's going on right now. It looks like we have a fight that's happening. I mean, we've expected this, Martha. The last few days, security here has been on standby, waiting for this verdict in anticipation that supporters might get rowdy, and we're trying to move a little bit closer while staying safe, of course, to see what it looks like is happening. It looks like there is some sort of fight here. I do want to mention we are surrounded by deputies here to make sure that things don't get out of control. The crowd, I want to say it's about 100 people or so with their phones in the air, moving closer to see what this fight is all about. But this case, it has caused high emotion on both sides. It's become a racial case, so that has heightened things as well. And it looks like my photographer is telling me they are arresting someone right now. See if we can get a little bit closer.
I mean, all in all, it's a very calm group of protesters out there. One couple of arrests, that's about it. I mean, you've got 100 people out there that could easily go sideways on you.
Clear that they are not going to tolerate any form of chaos, and looks like they have taken him out.
I will say, as a native, born and raised Texan, that the Texas law enforcement doesn't mess around. They're there to, maintain some order. Noah's going to get the leading out the defendant in chains. The whole carting you off to jail to await your sentencing. He faces life in jail. I don't know that he'll get life.
Probably not. I know they had Jonathan Turley on there earlier talking about it, and he is a guy that
had a good GPA,
had no prior arrest record, had GPA that was up there, good student, had some other brushes with things, but nothing that had gotten him arrested for it. So I would guess they'll be lenient on him. I would think
25 to life.
Yeah, 25, 30. Just if I was to ballpark one.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a situation is stable outside. One fight, maybe one arrest, two arrests. Carmelo Anthony found guilty of murder. They don't say the first degree. It's just murder. They didn't stack on a bunch of other charges like, bringing a weapon to the school grounds, that type of stuff. But it seems even his supporters are calm.
I think a lot of them knew that there was not winning this case. It was pretty cut and dry.
It was open and closed, in my opinion. That's why it didn't take very long to get it done, I think. So, there you have it. Guilty. We'll see how the judge treats him at a sentencing. I imagine that would happen somewhat soon. Southern Poverty Law Center, and their Byron Fair is their, I believe it's their, I don't know if he's on the board, but he is a lawyer that represents them. And there's been a lot of things that are brought up here. They've got Alveda King in there. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But you can't. Pramila Jayapal, Democrat, she's there. I don't know how many times I have personally debunked the find people on both sides hoax. I've had to literally play the audio. I keep it on my phone in case I'm out and about. Someone's like, "Oh yeah, he said very fine people on both sides." And I say, "Wait a second. Finish the statement." Because later, a sentence later, he said, "I'm not talking about the white supremacists or the whatever you call neo-Nazis because they deserve to be condemned wholly. But that didn't stop Pramila Jayapal from bringing it up in front of the Southern Poverty Law Center.
And he and Republicans have tried to end birthright citizenship and have given hundreds of billions of dollars to rogue ICE and CBP agents to kidnap and disappear immigrants of all immigration statuses, including, by the way, United States citizens. But it isn't just the denigrating of black and brown communities that's so dangerous. It is the praising, the pardoning, the condoning of extreme white nationalists directly from the White House. In Trump's America, white supremacists at the Charlottesville rally are, quote, very fine people, even after images and videos showed participants making Nazi salutes. And he and Republicans have...
Should there be a law there where if you're a congressional representative, you cannot tell a blatant lie?
Well, we wouldn't have any congressional representatives anymore.
I mean, but most of America knows that the fine people hoax is just that it was a hoax. Anybody can stop a sentence, stop a statement, and just rely on what they've aired as what's supposed to be the truth. But, I mean, this Obama used it during the 2024 election. He used it. It's despicable, really, when you think about it. But here we are, Charlie Kirk at TPUSA came up because, of course, Southern Poverty Law Center listed them as a hate group. This is Representative Onder.
Mr. Fair, the SPLC labeled Charlie Kirk and his organization dangerous extremists in its Hate Watch newsletter, and Charlie Kirk was assassinated the very next day. Do you regret signing off on that newsletter?
Congressman Odner, what I regret is the political violence in this country on any side of the aisle.
Do you regret naming Turning Point USA a hate group several months earlier?
What I regret, again, is the political violence in this country. And
are you willing to take any responsibility for the assassination of Charlie Kirk? I'll take that as a no. Mr.
Yeah, pretty much. That was a no. Here's Jazzy Jasmine Crockett literally belittling Dr. Elveda King. These people have no shame whatsoever.
You want to tell people of color who is fighting for who? People of color do not feel comfortable or welcomed within your party. That's why you have to parade someone who has the name Dr. King attached to them so that people can be confused, because I have been reading the comments online and people are like, who is this Dr. King? Because you want them to believe that somehow she espouses who Dr. King was. You want to...
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's the interim president. He also happens to be a lawyer. I don't know where they're going to get with this. I don't understand. I don't understand these hearings, period, really. You know, it's not a court of law.
No, these are sideshows. These are a chance for you to go out there and grandstand, say some things that might get you a clip or two of audio somewhere, and you can yell that you're fighting for your constituents when actually you did nothing. Most of them that I've watched, they started their arguments with something completely different. What was the other one's name? She's an older white Democrat, and she started it with the talking about ICE. Has nothing to do with the Southern Poverty Law Center.
No.
She started talking about ICE for like 5 minutes, and then asked a question, and knew her time was coming up, and so immediately didn't give the guy a chance to answer, and just immediately ended it.
Imagine you have a newsletter called Hate Watch. Hate Watch. Yeah. Have you received your new Hate Watch newsletter?
Hate Watch, while you're buying supplies for them to burn crosses. That's not Hate Watch.
It's hate creativity is what it is. I've got some other cuts we'll get to when we return. Also, when we return, Nick Reiner, Rob Reiner's kid, the murderer. Apparently, his folks set him up with a $1.5 million trust, half of which he was supposed to get when he was 32, the other half at 35. I think he's 33. He wants half his money. so he can get a better attorney. He had a great attorney. Randy Jackson is no slouch. Very well-known, high-priced attorney, and Randy Jackson had to drop out. And people were like, why'd you drop out? And he went, well, the guy couldn't pay me. We'll do it next. Stick around. It's the Afternoon Show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Air conditioner, oh air conditioner, will you make it through the summer? If you don't, it'll be a bummer. Start your spring off right. We got huge rebates if that budget's tight. This is Jonathan Cans, and I am not a poet. I am, however, the third-generation owner of Marvin E. Cans Heating and Air Conditioning. We are the mainline's oldest family-owned HVAC company, and we are not private equity-owned. But we are experts in rebates, big ones. And right now, there are up to $2,300 in rebates available. Contact us at marvinecans.com. That's marvinekans.com.
Do you let other people order for you at a restaurant?
He'll have the saumon lyonnaise.
No, I won't. Or pick the movie you're going to see? She'd like a ticket to Attack on Rage Mountain.
Really?
Yeah, come on. So why would you let others make all the important decisions about how your life is going to be when you get older? I mean, is it okay with you if your kids decide where you're going to live? My kids? Are you out?
Are you kidding?
Or perfect strangers choose who will be taking care of you?
Not gonna happen.
No, Better visit longtermcare.gov, the trusted information site that helps you find your own path forward without selling you anything. It takes you step by step through everything you need to consider about aging and all your options. Longtermcare.gov. Stay in charge by planning now or pay later.
How about a mohawk?
How about a mohawk?
How about I put my foot right... Oh, hi, honey.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Some of these problems are easily correctable. We could see significant improvement. Nothing is ever absolute. Nothing could ever be 100% yada yada. But man, we could have so many different better things if we just had that same mentality of, oh, we're having guests, companies coming over. Let's get it together and make it look like we have our house in order. When we know Philadelphia as a city does not have their house in order.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app. Free speech lives here. With Rich Zioli. Weeknights at 6. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT. WPHT.
Well, you got an organization that has a hate map and a hate watch newsletter, and they've become the arbiters of hate.
They need a little hate.
They need some hate. And when demand for racism in the United States outweighs the supply, you'll have those there. I always compare this to, I don't know, you've heard the arsonist fireman comparison. But it's like we need to keep hate rolling. So let's fork out, I think the alleged amount is $4.1 million over a certain period of time. That literally went to the KKK, that they in turn used to buy robes and hoods, from your local KKK robe and hood supply, cross-burning materials. I mean, I don't know, some white trash yokel can't dig up a couple of pieces of wood from his wood pile and douse in diesel fuel.
You got to be a little more respectful for your clanning if you're going to do that. You got to get high quality wood for your cross burnings. You can't just be going and getting some scrappy
Some rickety old wood.
Come on.
Yeah. A long burning cross is usually the best one. The Hate Watch newsletter. I mean, really, when you think about it, and Moms for Liberty, I'm sure you're familiar with this group, Moms for Liberty. It's really one girl, but she's one lady. She's now has much help. That was born, I think, out of the nightmare that was these evil terrorist parents going to school board meetings to tell the school board that they don't want their kid to have a secret other gender at school, and they don't want their kids reading a book called How Timmy Can Orally Please Little Tommy, and these graphic books that are there. All of a sudden, because they have a difference of opinion, you're now a hate group. But here is Representative Tiffany.
To put the Moms for Liberty on a hate map or whatever designation that you did?
Moms for Liberty, Congressman Tiffany, is an organization that advocates against school curricular inclusion. It mentions it opposes LGBTQ rights.
Is inclusion,
expresses,
when you use the term inclusion, does that include gender mutilation? Because that's part of what they oppose, is when you have minors young as kindergarten, and I'll let you answer, as young as kindergarten, where they're teaching them that gender mutilation is okay. Is that inclusion in your book?
They oppose the teaching about race, about sexual identity. They seek to ban books. They have been critical.
So if that book included gender mutilation is a good thing, that we should allow minors to be able to do that, you're saying that that's a bad thing?
I'm saying that Moms for Liberty is listed on our hate map because it demeans and vilifies people based on their immutable characteristics. It engages in various kinds of conspiracy theories. It seeks to whitewash our history, to exclude certain subjects from our public schools.
Our family values and parental rights, are those conspiracy theories?
Congressman Tiffany, Moms for Liberty says that it's for parental rights, but then it interferes with parental rights. It interferes with parental rights. I'm a parent too.
How do they interfere with parental rights? And by the way, they're not banning books. You can still go out and get your kid a little instruction book on how little Timmy can orally pleasure little Tommy and how great it is at your go to Amazon. I bought it. I didn't believe it myself, and I ordered one. And now my Amazon record is stained forever because I bought some kinky, weird kid sex book because I didn't believe it. I said, I'm going to get this book. I didn't want to go to a store and get it. I want to make sure I got it online, wrapped in a brown paper bag when I got to the house. And I opened it up, and I was shocked at the stuff that was inside that book. And I'm like, okay, I got it. So, which means every parent out there that wants their little Timmy to learn how to, do some things and how wonderful it is, go get it and read it to little Timmy. As a bedtime story.
The biggest argument is that these books aren't banned.
No.
You can go right now and purchase that book.
I've been told that you could find them at a public library.
At the ones that haven't removed it. But even if it is removed from a public library, does not mean that book is banned.
Yeah, a banned book means it's no longer in publication. If there's some laying around out there, we find them, we're going to put them in a big barrel and light them on fire. That's a banned book. When we return, I don't know if I have any more really good audio, maybe, from this mocked up hearing. But Seattle is relocated, like every good city does, ahead of a big event like World Cup soccer. They have been relocating the homeless, but not all of them. They can only relocate a certain amount of them. They've got them some nice little sheds, which if I were homeless, I would love it. It's got electricity, got heating and air.
It's better than being on the streets in Seattle.
So much better. We'll talk about that when we return. Stick around. It's the Afternoon Show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Debt. We can all get in a bit too deep. Members of the NFCC, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, can help you put debt in its place.
Credit cards took charge of my financial life. An NFCC credit counselor helped me get back in control. I took charge of my debt.
Student loan debt followed me wherever I went. My NFCC financial advocate taught me all I needed to know. I mastered my student loan debt.
We wanted to buy our first home, but weren't sure if we were mortgage ready. Our NFCC housing counselor helped us make a plan. We're on a path to our first home.
NFCC member agencies serve all 50 states and Puerto Rico. Convenient, helpful, knowledgeable, nonprofit. Financial advocates there for you.
We put debt in its place.
Be one of 5 million people to beat debt by 2020. Connect with an NFCC certified credit counselor at your local member agency today. Go to nfcc.org/stopdebt or call 877-410-6322.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. Baseball season is heating up, and so are the savings here at Barlow. The All-Star Buick GMC lineup is waiting for you. Leading off, the powerful GMC Sierra, built to knock expectations out of the park and be the MVP of every road trip. Visit Barlow Buick GMC this summer, where honest pricing and dedicated service are always part of the lineup, or shop 24/7 at BarlowAutoGroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hit the road this season to watch the Birds. Book your road trip with Fans of Philly. Trips are available now for Nashville, Arizona, Chicago, and London. Travel in style with transportation, a pregame party, and game tickets to enjoy the Birds on the road this season with Fans of Philly. The official travel partner of 94 WIP and the Eagles Radio Network. Book now at fansofphilly.com. That's fans with a PH of Philly.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Every year, millions of Americans use opioids to manage pain. Pain can be unrelenting, overwhelming, and all-consuming. So why do so many of us try to manage pain only from the palm of our hands? Doctor-prescribed opioids are appropriate in some cases, but they just mask the pain. And reliance on opioids has led to the worst drug crisis in American history. That's why the CDC recommends safer alternatives, like physical therapy, to manage pain. Physical therapists treat pain through movement, hands-on care, and patient education. No warning labels required. And by increasing physical activity, you can also reduce your risk of other chronic diseases. Pain is personal, but treating pain takes teamwork. When it comes to your health, you have a choice. Choose more movement and better health. Choose physical therapy. Visit MoveForwardPT.com to find a physical therapist in your area. This message is brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real. It happens every day. You can recover. Discover hope and help.
Never give up on yourself.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
WPHT, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Free speech lives here. The WPHT Afternoon Show.
Seattle's Democrat Socialist Mayor Katie Nielsen was at an opening ceremony over the weekend for the city's newly constructed Bayside Enhanced Shelter. They're set to open 50 homeless shelter units. Units means either a single homeless person or a single homeless person and their pet, or a homeless couple can stay in one of these units. They're 70 square feet. She had promised 500 before the World Cup. They got 50.
Just a little short.
Yeah, overpromise, underdeliver. It's kind of a mantra of the Democrat Party. Her plan, which is rather ambitious, is to create 4,000 homeless units by the end of her 4-year mayoral term. Here's the kicker. They're 70 square feet. They do provide services for addiction recovery, but the city's going to allow them to do drugs in their new shelter sites. Bring all the drugs you want.
That's the only way they'd actually get people to go there.
Yeah. She said recovery is really complicated and difficult, so we're not demanding that people, be abstinent when they enter this village. Here's my other question. Do they get to live there for life? Like, is this you're homeless? Is there a plan to help you become housed at any point? Or do you just resign to a life of homelessness, and thanks to the city of Seattle, here's the home for the rest of your life until you die?
Most of those places, that's not what it is. These seem to be like future houses for these people. Like, this is where you're at. If you stay there, you stay there. But the funny part is, from what I've read through them, they said we really don't expect a lot of these people to even be here after a month or so, because the fact that there is no stopping them, they're not going out there and helping them. Most of these shelters have at least somebody that's there, be it a volunteer or someone that's doing a research paper, things like that, are helping. They're there to help, and like, okay, we want to help you with your drug addiction. If you'll come in here and we'll do a little AA meeting or things like that. This is there. Open the door, told you this is where you're living. Good luck.
See you later.
Don't burn it down when you do a bunch of crack.
Do all the drugs you want in here. There's no requirement. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, look, we're going to provide you a place to live. However, you've got to follow the drug program here, the addiction program here. You've got to do what you can to get yourself off of drugs. You have to apply for jobs, a certain number of them every week. You've got to find work. This is just, hey, you're homeless here on the street right now and it's raining on you. Over here, a roof. And you stay there forever. Same thing you're doing here. Drugs and I don't know, do these things have toilets in them? I'm sure they got a public bathroom nearby.
I think they have porta potties nearby.
They have bathrooms, laundry facilities. They have access to behavioral health support for addiction. Access to, not a demand to do it. But quite a failure. They say they'll get another 75 of these things, another 25 of them built before the World Cup, bringing the total to 75. That's out of the 500 units they promised. But, what do they do with the rest of the homeless? I don't know. Do they pick up? Does she call Gavin Newsom? I need to know your tricks of the trade. But when President Xi Jinping came to San Francisco, that place looked immaculate.
Yeah. Did you use that wood chipper that allegedly may have happened?
The problem is, even at 500 units, it doesn't even come close to solving the issue of what is estimated to be about 16,000 individuals homeless at any given moment in Seattle. Third largest concentration of homeless people, only behind L.A. and New York City. Yeah, that's, look, there are people that will believe, oh, this is great. Look what she's doing. Finally, somebody's doing something. We're not dealing with the problem of homelessness. We're dealing across the board. I don't care what city you choose. We're dealing with the problem of homeless. Like, it's a problem that homeless people are sleeping on the streets and the sidewalks and defecating and urinating in public and using drugs openly. That's the problem. The problem is not let's get them into a shelter where they can be warm. I mean, they're worried about their comfort.
Yeah, there's no actual treatment of why the people are on the street and what's going on there. This is a room.
Right.
That's all it is.
All it is a room.
It's a room, and you're not doing anything to actually help the people get off their, get back on their feet. This is just a room for them to go into once they're at the end of night, so they are not sleeping on the street. They're not going out there and doing the things that actually need to get done to not be homeless anymore. And most of them, I would take a guess that I have a pretty good feeling, knowing the way these things happen, that this thing will burn to the ground in a month or so. Because of the same thing that happens every time. When they do these camps, they do all these things, at least within a month or so. Usually when they have one of these large camps, the firefighters have to come out there and put out a large fire because somebody felt the need to cook some meth and smoke some crack, and they were doing these things out there, and that's what caused and burned down the place.
They say we'll see a bunch more of these sites open up over the next few months as we make progress toward 1,000 units.
Is there security guards that are going to be out there? Because I saw on the side of these things all have small little heating, air conditioning units. How long are those till those suckers are stripped down and sold for parts?
Yeah, so they can sell it for drugs. Strip out all the wiring so you can send it down to the recycle. I mean, housing people shelter is just a small part of the solution. But I think it's part of the one that gets the most attention because it's sad and Democrats are very emotional people. But now they're in a home. I feel better about it now. They're indoors. They have heat. They got a blanket. They got a light. They can read their books to or whatever.
But it's not even that. It's the Democrat walks down the street and goes, "Look, I don't have to see the homeless anymore."
Right. They're all stuck in a shed in some part of town that we don't go to. And like a lot of people out there, Andrea Suarez, founder of We Heart Seattle, she says she spent 6 years helping clear encampments and connect people with services. She said the mayor's promise of 500 units was aggressive, but I think she needed to start somewhere, and that's okay. The reality is we're not going to meet that goal. People will eventually abandon their tiny homes and go back to the street. That's why it has never worked for the last 10 years that it's been tried. Homelessness has even skyrocketed. I mean, when the near homeless people are like, well, look what they're doing for the homeless. It looks like I won't be out on the street after all. If I am homeless, I'll just go and get myself one of these little units and do my drugs in there. It's not mandatory to get mental health or treatment services there. Those people won't leave homelessness. They won't become homed. Not my opinion. Rob Reiner's son, Nick, accused of stabbing his mother and father to death in their L.A. mansion. New court activity shows that he is hard at work trying to get his hands on $750,000 of his $1.5 million trust fund to pay his legal bills. His mom and dad set that aside for him. He was to receive half the funds when he turned 30, the other half at 35. He now claims the trustee, lawyer Paul Cannon, has refused to hand over the funds, alleging unsubstantiated concerns about Nick's competence to manage a trust. That's completely he's only drug-addled and addicted and mentally ill. What makes you think he won't be able to manage a $750,000 trust?
Also, the money will immediately be burned by a lawyer, whoever takes over his trust.
That's good. That is going on a heartbeat.
I mean, he's in jail, so it's not like he's sitting around. He's going to fill his entire commissary with $750,000 and go honey bun crazy while he's in jail.
Alan Jackson, high-profile defense guy.
This lawyer is just looking around going, I am not getting paid as much as I possibly get paid.
I don't think $750,000 is going to do it.
No, it's not, but it's something.
I'm not going to come anywhere near it. The petition that Nick Reiner filed through his public defender says that time is of the essence to get that money to pay Jackson. He argued that any continued delay risks further jeopardizing my defense in a criminal matter. So here's the deal. I mean, if Nick Reiner were in jail for not murdering somebody, where a drug case or his 8th DUI or whatever, I don't think there'd be a problem with him getting the money.
Or, well, his parents would still be alive and probably giving him the money for his defense.
Right. But, I mean, on the face of it, it looks like it could be very possible that you killed them in order to get the money. So, that, I mean, in my opinion, that ought to negate any trust or inheritance or anything that you had coming to you from your parents if you killed them in a bloody stabbing. And really, what defense is there to be had for him? Why, at some point, I think Carmelo Anthony's parents, in the long run, why you could have spent $1 million on his defense and you were going to get a better outcome.
I mean, with Nick Reiner, the only thing you can go is that, he was drug-addled and he wasn't of right mind when he did it, so you can't give him life in prison. He needs to go to a mental facility for a couple years while he gets everything worked out.
Yeah, he killed 2 people. Long history of drug issues, mental health issues. He was arrested with 2 counts of first-degree murder, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. And oddly, that story, it's really rocked Hollywood, but it's kind of drifted off the news. I mean, this is the only reason we're talking about it, because he needs his money. I thought it would be a long, big topic A type of story.
I mean, what more is it? He's a drug-addled Hollywood Nepo baby that was struggling with life and broke into his parents' houses and stabbed him to death because he was angry about something, or he wasn't getting the money that he thought he would deserve. He's a guy who didn't really do anything his entire life. He ran off his father's name.
Right.
And was mad that he wasn't invited to parties.
And then he went to a party and it turned into a nightmare. What was that, the night before, the day before?
It was like
the night of.
Yeah, it was Conan O'Brien's party,
Yeah,
and everybody
Christmas
said
party.
the dude was weird. He kept just butting into people's conversations to the point where they had to be like, hey, can you step aside and go do something else?
Yeah. Why would his parents bring him to that thing?
Because they couldn't leave him alone by himself.
Man, that's when you have him committed, I think. All right, when we return, I did predict that when Trump was trolling people about the UFC, whatever you want to call it, apparatus on the South Lawn, he trolled and said,
we might just keep it there forever if people like it. It looks good. The Eiffel Tower, that was only going to be temporary. Look at it today.
I joke that it ought to be kept around to use to settle differences, international differences between 2 warring countries or nations or, but something similar is happening. I'll talk to you when we return about a deal that Rubio and the UFC are signing to use UFC cage fights for diplomacy. Hang on. It's the Afternoon Show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Kale & Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
You've got bikes, you've got scooters, you've got delivery drivers, now we have robots. What does it say about a city? And I get it, this is the direction of technology. All of the extra technology that's moving as you're trying to move in an already congested city, I think there's going to be a lot of pushback and resistance to the robots here in Philadelphia. Short of the bougie crowd that's going to love it in and around Market and Chestnut.
Send me my Chipotle.
Yes.
Oh, there's a robot from Uber. Like, are we that lazy?
Start your day with Kale & Company. Weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. They still gave me a medal. I don't want a reward for doing. I want a reward for dominating. Like Daily Prize Match on Bet365. I play for free and win real rewards, like up to $5,000 in cash weekly. Unlike that joker in denim. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too. Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes owed to the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you may now be eligible for relief through current IRS initiatives for struggling taxpayers. In some cases, taxpayers may qualify to reduce as much as 99% of what they owe. You may already be experiencing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or audits and be unaware of this important information. Call Guardian Tax now to see what relief you may be eligible for at 800-404-6851. By taking action today, you may be able to stop all collections and resolve your tax problem before your tax problem gets worse. Tax experts are standing by to review your case and fight to slash your debt dramatically. Don't let your tax problem get worse and miss this time-sensitive opportunity. Check your eligibility with Guardian Tax now. Call 800-404-6851. 800-404-6851. That's 800-404-6851.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
If you are not a fan of states counting ballots week, 2 weeks or so after an election, A, you're not alone, and B, there may be some relief in the future. There is a rather under-the-radar Supreme Court case that could end California and other states' delayed election counts once and for all. It is Watson v. Republican National Committee, a Mississippi case that could result in a ruling that would stop the practice of counting mail-in ballots that arrive up to 5 days after an election date. California, New York, D.C., they all have laws that allow for late ballots as long as the envelopes are postmarked by Election Day. 30 states have some kind of grace period for absentee ballots as well. You know, military and citizens abroad, they can cast their votes. RNC argues that it's unconstitutional. And one of the reasons why residents in L.A. waited a week to find out if Spencer Pratt or Nithya Raman will advance the runoff, it really is a failure. And at heart is, what is Election Day? All right? Election day is federally defined by statute as the Tuesday after the first Monday in November. And a lot of people believe that ought to apply to mail-in ballots that arrive later, even if they're postmarked accordingly. I'm not saying that, we obviously need vote by mail to get our military votes that are overseas, people that might be living or working or whatever overseas to get them in. But there might be people here, locally that they're too old to go to the polls or whatever. They're sick. They need to get there. They don't want to get out of the house. But Election Day is Election Day. And there should be no grace period. I mean, how hard would it be to say, sure, you can use a mail-in ballot but in California. But if you live in this zip code or this zip code or this zip code, they must be mailed in some date prior to Election Day.
Well, that's the thing. They don't get the ballot that day and then mail it in later. They're sent the ballot weeks in advance.
Oh, yeah, a month.
So once you get it, there should be a countdown that says, hey,
fill it in today.
You have to fill it in. You have to send this in before this date, which will allow the United States Postal Service to make sure they have enough time to get your ballot to wherever it needs to go on or before Election Day. Anything that doesn't make it, then I'm sorry your vote was lost. It's because you didn't get together and do what you need to do to make sure it got mailed.
Because here's the obvious thing that, and I want to think like a criminal Democrat now. The obvious problem is that on Election Day, you have a pretty good idea of the way this election is going, right? Nithya Raman was in third place, Spencer Pratt is in second, and you don't want Spencer Pratt anywhere near the runoff, right? So on Election Day, you find out what the real votes are, then you have a really good idea of how many absentee ballots you need to produce in order to get your candidate to the finish line. I know that sounds. We're talking about state officials here. Well, these are election officials. They're unbiased. Nonsense. You know it. I know it.
Well, you just create it. Even if you are 100% above board, which I don't think is what's happening, you create questions. When people see things with massive spikes, and your only argument is, well, the people that are going to vote for her were going to vote by mail-in ballot no matter what.
And Republicans don't like to mail in their ballots.
Republicans don't like to do mail-in ballot, and mostly it's younger progressives that like to do mail-in ballots. You go, okay, but why did Karen Bass actually get less votes now? Well, because she's not the progressive vote. Everyone knew that it was going to be her getting all the votes. You just create it unnecessarily. And then when you come out like Gavin Newsom has done and say, oh, well, we're going to make it illegal we're going to make it actually a crime for politicians to even question election integrity.
Right.
Well, that follows in it. And then when you go out there and say, well, we are going to make sure it's actually illegal for you to even request ballot, to do ballot audits. Well, now you're just going out there and saying we are going to cheat and we're going to make it illegal.
We need some more space within to cheat. Look, if you're a week late on your mortgage, you're late on your mortgage. That's it. You're late. And, it's not an assault on mail-in voting at all. And there could be a process where ballots are being received earlier, but Republicans and most people agree the ballot box closes at the end of Election Day. No more ballots can be added to it. If the sacred right of casting your vote is as important to Democrats as they say it is, then how difficult it is to say, look, if you want your mail-in ballot counted, you got to mail it a week early.
I mean, why is it stopping if you're saying that the polls close at 7 o'clock and that is it, nothing past 7 o'clock, well, then the postmark date of whatever so-and-so that's easy to do there should not be on there. Because why does that stop the person that says, whoa, I wanted my vote counted, but I got held up at work. And I'm a nurse that we had a patient that was coding and we couldn't get out of there in time to go cast our vote. Why can't I vote at 7:05? Then you say, oh, well, the polls are closed. You just missed out now.
I mean, it erodes the public's confidence in the electoral process altogether. If on election night, and this is all too familiar for plenty of Americans, you go to bed on election night and one candidate is well in the lead, and it seems to you like, well, this is a wrap for our guy, and then you wake up in the morning and 375,000 ballots were the mail-in just arrived, and not one for your candidate, but the other 375,000 went to his opponent. When it comes down to the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, Kavanaugh, Alito, Gorsuch, they all considered part of the court's conservative supermajority there. They're sympathetic to the arguments in favor of restoring confidence in our electoral process. And that would be no ifs, ands, or buts. 7 p.m. on election day, election night, whatever you want to call it, it's done. We're not counting anything else from here on in. It's over. That's it. I don't care if you thought about it, or you filled in an oval dot on a mail-in ballot in time. It didn't get to where we need it to be in time. It's just too wide open for all kinds of rotten fraud. I mean, if you don't think the 2020 had tastes of this, you've seen the arch of the vote tallies and where they stopped and how one went straight up, not up at an angle, straight up.
Yeah, this one's actually worse.
Which one?
When you see the ballot drops on these for them, it is actually just almost statistically impossible.
They're expecting this the high court's decision this month before they go to summer break. This would only apply to Mississippi law, but it will have a broader effect on other states. Some people claim that more funding for election workers and infrastructure could also speed up the ballot counts. Look, Peru had the nation. Peru had an election on June 7th. No, sorry, June 8th. Yeah, yesterday. Was it yesterday or 7th? They counted 95% of the 27 million ballots by the end of the day. Are they counting any today? No, they're done. Election day means election day, and it doesn't mean 7 days later because the piece of paper you put in the mail was postmarked on election day. I mean, how easy is to phony baloney up a postmark? You get one of those postmark machines, you dial it back a little bit, boom. Some people believe that it wasn't even possible for Spencer Pratt to have lost the L.A. runoffs after the huge lead he had. Now they'll be working on Steve Hilton. We won't have results for maybe 2 weeks, according to election officials there. I mean, if you really want to stop it would seem to me that, Democrats, if you question an election, I mean, California's trying to they pass that bill that it would make it almost completely illegal for a politician to even complain that he thought the election wasn't on the up and up.
Yeah, that's how you create these type of conspiracies, is the fact that when you go in there and say, no, it's actually illegal for you to even argue that there's a possibility of this.
There's talk about making election denying for the average voter a legal issue after 2020. There's just too much uncertainty out there when you have a massive mail-in ballot tally that comes in after the election day. Let's stop it. And let's sign the SAVE Act. That's really the only way to have solid, trustworthy elections. And that's why Democrats are against it. They want to cheat. They know that if they don't cheat, they can't win. And they'll do anything they can to get power. If that means throwing blanket immunity on 15 million illegal aliens, they're suddenly citizens. Well, they're going to vote for the party that made them citizens and ended their strife as an illegal alien. And if that doesn't work, we got a bunch of ballots that we'll throw in the box after we find out the true tallies on election night. Nonsense. All right. I promise. The Rubio UFC thing I'll get to when we return. Trump family is and the UFC are selling a $12,000 Freedom 250 themed coin. People have a problem with that. I think it's got Trump's head on it, Dana White's face on one side of it.
I got a problem with that.
What, with Trump's face on it?
Well, no, just a commemorative coin that only people, $12,000. There's only some rich people buying that coin. So what's the reasoning for that?
I don't know.
That's when people yell up and down that he's trying to enrich himself. Those are the type of things they point at because it is absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah. He is the king of merch, though. No doubt about it. Also, Trump is going to retaliate. Iran shot down an U.S. AH-64 Apache. Thank God no one was killed. We rescued them out of the Strait of Hormuz, but that means Trump's going to be on the warpath. We'll talk about it next. Hang on. It's the afternoon show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
It's becoming popular for tech companies to develop their own artificial intelligence processors as the AI spending boom continues to rocket higher. The Information reports that Chinese tech giant ByteDance, which owns the global TikTok brand, is reportedly developing AI chips, with ByteDance hoping its chip will be able to run AI models at a lower cost than its rivals. I'm Jason Brooks.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Spring is here, and so are the spring specials at Suburban Marble and Granite. Now is the perfect time to transform your home with premium stone and quality craftsmanship at up to 50% off. As they bring in more inventory, select styles and materials are available at incredible savings while supplies last. Don't miss this opportunity to upgrade your kitchen, bathroom, outdoor space, or custom project with stunning stone and expert installation. Take advantage of these limited time savings before they're gone. Suburban Marble and Granite. Endless possibilities. Spectacular results. Visit suburbanmarble.com today.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. Attention, Pennsylvania, New Jersey home sellers over 60. The silver tsunami is not coming. It is here. More empty nesters selling equals more competition. And here's the truth. The prepared homes will sell. The overpriced homes will sit. And the unprepared sellers will take forever to sell and for less money. Join me and my great friend Diane Cardano-Casaccio, broker, owner of Cardano Realtors, for her next home seller seminar. Tuesday, June 9th at Fort Washington for wine, appetizers, and a meet and greet with me at 5 p.m. The seminar starts at 6. Learn how to prepare early, protect your equity, avoid costly mistakes, and create your home selling game plan before the market gets more competitive. Every attendee gets a free copy of one of Diane's home selling books. As my good friend Diane Cardano says, your worst nightmare is when your home does not sell. So RSVP now. Learn what you should have done first. Call 215-576-8666 or go to 215-576-8666.com.
Experience matters, especially when you're making an investment in your next vehicle. At Lexus of Cherry Hill, they've built their reputation the right way. Veteran and family owned and operated, and recognized as an 8-time J.D. Power dealer of excellence for the customer sales experience. From the refined Lexus RX to the powerful and capable GX, you'll find performance, luxury, and reliability in every model. Visit Lexus of Cherry Hill in Mount Laurel or lexusofcherryhill.com. Lexus of Cherry Hill, Doing business the right way. For J.D. Power of Excellence information, visit jdpower.com/US-DOE.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more, right at Staples. That was easy.
Now back to the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
So Rubio and the UFC, Dana White, have agreed to sign what they're calling a memorandum of understanding. I don't know why that needs to be signed, but they've reached a deal, an agreement to use cage fighting for diplomacy. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Just ahead of the mixed martial arts match that's going to happen Sunday. It'll mark a new public-private partnership to enhance sports diplomacy initiatives and collaborate with the global growth of mixed martial arts. It's an American-founded sport, blah, blah, blah. It's broadcast internationally, all over the world. It's a global sports platform reflecting the United States leadership in modern combat sports promotion, athletic performance standards, and international event production. I don't know exactly. I mean, how do you see it go down? Like, okay, we're
the way I read it, basically uses that as a bargaining tool for smaller nations that the UFC would never go to. And you can go in there and say, hey, by the way, you want to open up some trade, and we'll also allow a UFC fight to take place in your country.
6 of the 14 fighters that are going to be fighting at the White House Sunday are foreign, including Ilia Topuria of Georgia will face American Justin Gaethje. Alex Pereira of Brazil will fight Cyril Gain of France. It's it's weird. It's I know it's weird. Trump goes to the events. He shows up at the events. There's he's got a great relationship with Dana White. I think I don't know that he's if it's the physical combat sports that he's a huge fan of, or because it's got such reach and a great demographic. But he is certainly infatuated with UFC. I saw some more pictures of this structure they put up out there. Jesus, Palomino, that thing is massive.
And they'll more than likely have it taken down in less than a day.
Yeah. It'll be gone in a day. UFC fighting, cage fights for diplomacy. I mean, fighting is is not the first time Teddy Roosevelt used to fight. He would set up a boxing ring.
Yeah, you bare knuckle box on the White House lawn.
Yeah, just take the shirt off and do the old Marcus of Queensberry rules, where they have their fists in a weird position. They are punching up all the time.
He'd yell bully a lot. And
bully. The $12,000 Freedom 250. They're cheaper ones if you want to get a cheaper coin, but you want real gold.
Do we need these?
No, we don't.
Who's profiting off them? It's not necessary. It just looks bad.
The fans are disappointed of the quality of the bout list so far. They say it's still strong contention of perform. I don't know any of these fighters' name. There'll be general admission for the White House fights, expected to invite only. There on the premises, you can apply to free tickets or to watch the fights from the Ellipse from the park next to the White House. There'll be 4,300 people in there. Most of them are military. Almost 100% are military. That's good. They're going to give away 85,000 tickets to the Ellipse. There's a process. You got to register. They're all free. You'll be able to see the fights from the Ellipse. They'll also have screens and stages. They have music. Big press conference at the Lincoln Memorial this Friday. And then a fan festival on Saturday at the Ellipse. And then finally the card, the fights take place Sunday beginning at 5 p.m.
I guess they got another lawsuit across earlier today because they're going to do the weigh-in at the outside the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah.
So they've somehow got another lawsuit trying to get that stopped as well.
Why?
Because
Trump's going to benefit. Will Trump be there for that event, I wonder?
For the weigh-in?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. Today, big elections in Maine, the Graham Plattner deal. It'll be an important return to watch. Have you heard about the couple that recruited Graham Plattner and the process in which they're both former Bernie staffers? They were in an interview. These people don't know that. They couldn't, they seem like complete idiots.
And at this point, you hadn't vetted Graham Plattner. You hadn't done a full scrub of who he is. How did you go about vetting him? And why did you?
We paid,
so funny.
we paid a nice firm a whole chunk of money and got some stuff back. Some of what you've seen on the news we got back. Other stuff we didn't.
Did the vetting process turn up the tattoo that became so controversial?
No.
The Reddit posts, did that turn up in the vetting process?
The firm sent us.
It was a really long pause.
It had some of the posts, but it didn't have all of them.
And what did you think about that? How did you think your way through the fact that he had posted these things on social media?
I said none of this will or should stop him from becoming a U.S. Senator.
And what was your
Clearly the
thinking
voters
there?
agree. I think if what the voters wanted were people who were grown in vats and had never done or said anything that they might.
Why's this guy had vocal fry?
He's got a very weird one.
I regret their entire lives. We'd have a very different country. Part of our thesis here is that people do not want their candidates grown in vats. They want people who are real human beings, and they want people who do not look and sound like the vat-grown people who've been leading this country off a cliff.
What is wrong with it? Does this guy have a
I think he's got maybe a little bit
an
RFK.
impediment?
For the last century. And that was Graham.
Wow. Well.
Yes, we don't want any people grown in vats that we wanted to pretend like this guy's some homegrown oyster farmer, except he didn't actually create his oyster business until after he started his campaign. There's all these different things. He's now an anti-war guy, but if you pull up the Reddit post for him, every one of them says, I never regretted being at war. He even said that he signed up so he could go do some adventuring in Fallujah. And
yeah, want to go kill people.
Yeah, he said that, I didn't go out specifically to kill people, but that's part of war, so I enjoyed that.
I made the best of it. Yeah. Some Maine voters are torching their own party.
Can't believe that the Democrats are going to support someone who had a Nazi tattoo and who he's just a real extremist to me. I'm not interested in him at all. Can't believe.
Not interested in him at all. And she's not the only Democrat voter. Last I saw, he was Susan Collins was up by a point or two. That's really inconsequential. Not enough to, for anyone to feel secure in it.
I'm just still there's going to be something else. This isn't, you don't, anybody that with politics, you wait till the October surprise area. You don't dump everything you have at a pretty much a primary that's not contested. I think he's going against Janet Mills, and Janet Mills has 0% chance of winning right now. So
right.
There's more to come still. This was the first volley of things that they found on this guy. You don't go all in out just for a primary.
Oh, you think between now and the midterm?
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
And he seems nervous. In every interview that I've seen him do, he
He
seems
sure
to be waiting for that other foot to drop. Where he goes, he's very, very careful in the things he says now. He's very slow. You've watched his interviews. He's gone from somebody that was a very fast talker to now everything he says is very thought out, very deliberate. He's watching what he says because he knows there's still more to come.
Hopefully he won't. Hopefully Susan Collins will pull something out. When we return, the new trend in thievery is quite simple. You want to steal 10,000, 11,000 bottles of bourbon, you show up with a truck with a piece of paper that says you're there to pick up the bourbon. It works for bourbon. It works for tequila. It works for pricey sports cars that are imported into this country. Show up with a truck. I say, I don't know. I'm just here to pick up the bourbon. We'll do it next. It's the afternoon show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Well, here we are again, and this is looking like a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
That's right, Ron. I mean, in one corner, we've got a 175-pound guy, and in the other, a 6,000-ton heavyweight train?
Jim, this guy has no idea what he's getting himself into.
Ron, the size difference alone is staggering.
Oh, unbelievable, Jim. And this guy is acting like he doesn't have a care in the world.
What is this guy thinking, Ron?
Well, this is one of those rare moments where I actually find myself at a loss for words.
I can hardly bear to watch.
It's no contest. Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. Railroad tracks are more dangerous than you think. See tracks, think train. For more safety tips and information, visit ctracksthinktrain.org.
The working families of La Una Labor's District Council of Pennsylvania, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are proud contributors to all aspects of growth in this great city. The Labor's District Council provides safe, well-trained, productive workers who enable projects to be done on time and under budget. We appreciate our signatory contractors and their commitment to fairness and equality. Laborers, we're building a better future today.
Brought to you by the Laborers District Council Licit Fund.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Some of these problems are easily correctable. We could see significant improvement. Nothing is ever absolute. Nothing could ever be 100% yada yada. But man, we could have so many different better things if we just had that same mentality of, oh, we're having guests, companies coming over. Let's get it together and make it look like we have our house in order. When we know Philadelphia as a city does not have their house in order.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
If not me, then who? This ethos is driving the Travis Manion Foundation to empower veterans and families of fallen heroes to develop character in future generations. In 2007, Marine First Lieutenant Travis Manion was killed in Iraq while saving his wounded teammates. Travis's legacy lives on in the 5 words he spoke before leaving for his final deployment. If not me, then who? Guided by this mantra, veterans are continuing their service, developing strong relationships within their own community, and thriving in their post-military lives. Visit travismanion.org.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
The newest trend in theft, if you're looking for a new way to steal stuff, is cargo theft. Cargo theft. And not like in The Sopranos where they park a car blocking the road with the trucks coming out and they pretend like a guy's injured. And then when the truck stops, they bump out with guns and make it come out of the... That's not how they do it. They're much more sophisticated these days. Back in 2024, 2 trucks that contained 25,000 bottles of Santo tequila owned by Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar were stolen in Texas. They made off with that haul worth $1 million. Long line of heists orchestrated through by cargo theft rings that are responsible for hijacking upwards of $35 billion worth of goods every year. And on everything from candy bars to gummy bears to Rolls Royces, liquor, and live lobsters. They said this epidemic can be traced back to criminals that have come up with a very sophisticated way to commandeer shipments. They frequently include hacking the companies tasked with overseeing the deliveries and forging documents to make their operations seem legit. In this case, they stole almost 11,000 bottles, the latest case, of Noble Oak bourbon from a distribution warehouse in Philadelphia. They were loaded onto a guy's truck who showed up there on Friday. No one asked any questions. Documents look great. Warehouse workers reportedly called up the shipping company that was scheduled to pick up the bourbon after a driver arrived and allowed him to load up 18 pallets of booze with a value of $500,000. After they confirmed the truck was slated to be dispatched to the location, the bourbon failed to reach its destination. So the parent company realized they had been duped in broad daylight by somebody posing as a representative of the broker. They believe the bourbon is still in the Philly area and have asked retailers to keep an eye out. So if you're in a bar somewhere and see if they got any Noble Oak bourbon, unless they pour it in a different bottle. I always thought that was probably a good idea. Right?
I mean, is Noble Oak bourbon something that you can fence really easily? Are you going to the small local liquor stores and be like, hey, man, I got a
good deal on
I got
some Noble
1,000
Oak.
cases of Noble Oak bourbon. You want to cut me a check for
It's
it?
$36 a bottle. So, you could probably cut them a deal at $15 a bottle and they would take you up on it. They have to. Don't you think they've got to have a plan in advance of where this stuff's going to go before they just steal 10,000, 11,000 bottles?
I would guess, because that's quite a this is the simplest form of theft, is just showing up and say it's mine, I'm taking it, and walking out because hair's on my paperwork. But there has to be something they're doing when you go with something that's that specific. When you're saying we're going to steal 10,000 bottles of bourbon, of a mid-priced bourbon. Yeah. So there had to be somewhere that either maybe they have their own brand that they want to, like, hey, there's no way we can age any bourbon any time to get this to market, so let's just steal some from another company.
Put it
we'll
in our
bottle a couple of them.
Put a new label over there.
Put a new label on it, call it expensive bourbon, and sell it for $70 a bottle.
Philly police are working along with the FBI to try to track this stuff down. It's still missing. At the time this article was printed, there was the case of a guy that showed up. They knew about it. They knew that some very wealthy man had ordered a custom Rolls Royce, one of a kind, a one-off, custom interior, custom paint, everything. It was an $800,000 vehicle. The cargo thieves knew about its arrival at a port. They went there with a phonied up, order, invoice, whatever they call the paperwork they use, and nobody asked any questions. And they loaded up the Rolls Royce. These guys took off, and weeks later, the guy that ordered the Rolls Royce said, "Where's my Rolls Royce?" And then, "What do you mean? It was picked up." They have no. And then I think they found it in Mexico.
It was in Mexico. I think it was actually in part of a cartel parade that they had found.
Yeah, some drug lord had got himself a new Rolls Royce.
Now, what are you going to do? You're going to go down there and try to take it back from him?
Right.
He's going to say, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
I don't know what you to speak of. I mean, that really does. That's a. I mean, there's no violence. I'm not advocating you go and steal cargo. But I would advocate that the people loading up the trucks there do a little research before they go willy-nilly loading $500,000 worth of product into some guy's truck.
But that's why it's an easy crime, because most of the places, when you go to some sort of shipping area, the people that work there aren't going to put the effort in.
No, they're just
if you walk up there and you show paperwork that looks pretty good, and they call someone on the phone that they think is the company, and it's probably a guy that's in on it, and he goes, "Yeah, of course, we ordered that. You guys read the paperwork.
We sent our best guy to go pick it up."
And the guys working at that warehouse are going to go, "You're right. Let's go ahead and load this up and get on out of here. It's
That's
lunchtime."
their job to load stuff. All right, when we get back, I have yet to see or experience anybody using these new smart glasses like the Wayfarers with little cameras in them, but apparently they are a big deal. There's some loopholes. where people won't know that they're being recorded. And a lawmaker in Pennsylvania, Joe Ciresi, I don't know if I'm saying it right, a Democrat, has introduced a bill that would require every pair of smart glasses to have a visual indicator that tells others that they are recording them. There are some out there that have the visual indicator, but for $100, you can find a guy in a parking lot who will turn it off. We'll do it next. It's the afternoon show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
So Ryan and I came to the decision to get life insurance when I was pregnant with our first son. He really wanted us to be taken care of if something happened to him. He provided for our family in life and also after his death. I think that would make him proud. Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance. Apply in minutes and get same-day coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
Oh, the book lover's heart. It's too healthy for words.
And the nature lover's heart, it flies high with the birds.
See the art lover's heart, throbbing vibrant with color.
And the food lover's heart, it's as sweet as a cruller.
Hear the music lover's heart, how it's always in tune.
And the night lover's heart shines as bright as the moon.
But the heart of someone with pulmonary hypertension, PH for short, labors. PH puts unbearable stress on the heart, which can cause death from heart failure. And it's often misdiagnosed as asthma. But with early, accurate diagnosis, new treatments are helping people with PH live longer and better. The Pulmonary Hypertension Association gives hope to PH patients and caregivers. We want people to have
a heart that is strong for a life rich and long.
We're putting our heart into finding a cure. Learn more at phassociation.org. That's phassociation.org.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
Jerry Seinfeld is back.
You know, it's really fun to talk to this generation that has such a different perspective on comedy. We cannot hurt anyone's feelings. Okay, that's fine. That's a nice thought. But you are not gonna laugh for the rest of your life. Just understand you're making that deal. I hope that's what you want.
Jerry Seinfeld, live in Atlantic City, Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Saturday, December 5th. Tickets on sale now at theborgata.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I want to be a glass countertop in a new home.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's best birthday present.
When I grow up, I want to be a football stadium.
When I grow up, I want to be a warm fleece on a cold day.
When I grow up, I want to be a fancy backsplash.
I want to be a bike that races around the country. When I grow up, I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
I want to be a rocking chair on a sunny porch. I want to be a skyscraper. I want to be. I want to be. I want to be. I want to be. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. A public service advertisement brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Alcoholics Anonymous. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There is a solution. You can find us at aa.org.
WPHT, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Now, The Drive at 5. 30 minutes of nonstop talk from Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Smart glasses. They are a nifty little tool. Meta, I think, was the first people to come out with them on a grand scale. And I don't know, they have one or two cameras in the temples of these. I think most of them are wayfarers. On the Meta glasses, there's a green LED light on the front that turns on when you're either taking a picture or filming a video. There is, however, no legal requirement that those features be put in place. And I recently saw a video of a dude sitting in his car in a parking lot and had a fairly steady stream of customers that would walk up to the driver's side window, hand him their Meta glasses and a $100 bill, and the guy would say, come back in about 20 minutes. And whatever he did would disable the green light. The lawmaker, Joe Ceresi in Pennsylvania, has introduced a bill that would require every pair of glasses, smart glasses, manufactured, sold, and used in that state have a visual indicator that tells others when they're recording. It doesn't have to be manufactured in Pennsylvania for the law to apply, from the way I understand it. Just that the law would encompass all of these scenarios. Here's a passage from the bill. An individual shall not operate a wearable recording device to capture sound or video or any other individual in any place without the other individual's actual knowledge. If one, the wearable recording device does not have a visual indicator, or two, the visual indicator of the recording device has been permanently or temporarily disabled. People across the country are taking money to remove the light on the Meta glasses with a drill, apparently, and they can record without anyone's knowledge. I don't know exactly why. This is you can only pass a law in Pennsylvania.
Well, I mean, it's not illegal right now. The Meta glasses, they do it as a sign of good faith to put the recording light on there because it is not a law. They don't have to. But I mean, if you're paying $100 for a dude to Dremel that sucker out and put lacquer on it and cover it up,
you got nefarious plans?
Yeah, you're doing something perverted with those glasses.
Or you're just a really good private detective, and you don't want people to know that you're doing some private detective.
Well, okay, well,
probably less likely.
Put the amount of private detectives in one room and the amount of perverts in the other room that are using those glasses and see which one fills up first.
Yeah. They'd be great for me. I ride a motorcycle quite a bit. I like to record or take some pictures. I would get some use out of them. Do you think people are aware generally of these? Like if you went up to someone and started talking to them, they'd look at your glasses and go, hey, wait a second. I mean, are they that obtuse? People could see them right there.
I mean, I've not really ever seen anybody wandering around with them.
Me neither. This also will require retailers to be required to clearly inform users of the Pennsylvania's recording laws They aim to prohibit anybody from disabling the visual indicator on a pair of glasses, although it doesn't outline what a potential penalty would be for doing so. But some people use a vinyl sticker that it obscures the little green light on the Meta glasses. I don't know. I thought there had the potential to be really disruptive, but I really heard a bunch of cases of people recording people without their knowledge. They did something wrong. By the way, I mean, you can go to a spy store. There used to be a couple here where we live, and you could go in and buy a camera that was on a button that you put in on a shirt, or a pen you put in your pocket. Those things don't have indicator lights on them, and they're cheap. You can buy them all day long. This world of OnlyFans and just a real. This lady's an OnlyFans model, 32-year-old Michaela Reilersdom. She pled guilty last month after one of her clients, a 55-year-old man named Michael Dale, died from asphyxiation because she placed, at his request, duct tape over his mouth, a plastic bag, and saran wrap over his head during a recorded encounter. Also, probably important to mention that his hands were bound behind him, so he couldn't take the stuff off his face.
Yeah, if you're going to do some BDSM, you got to know what you're doing.
You can't even shout a safe word. You got duct tape on your mouth and saran wrap on your face.
I mean, that's a murder. That's not fun, kinky sex games.
She said when she pled guilty, it needs to be said, there are no words. I am sorry is not enough, and I have a million emotions, but I would say the desire to go back and undo this would be at the top of the list if I could change this. What do you think this guy paid for this particular encounter?
$50,000.
Ooh. No, that's outrageous. I thought 11,000 was a little high. 11 grand. She describes herself as an upscale, classy creation, 10 years of experience on her secret hostess page. She claimed to be a chameleon of the industry, offering intoxicating, provocative performances and naughty games. She has several services, including the Ultimate In-Call, her highest priced offering at $1,500. Other services, the Toy Show, it's only $200. So you're on a budget.
You can just watch the Toy Show and not get murdered.
Yeah. Wild In-Call for $1,100, Mild In-Call for $800, and Out-Call services at rates $300 lower than the corresponding in-call options. Her husband manages her business. They have 3 kids. If you're really on a budget, you can get a Zoom call of sexual play for $150. However, the $25 non-refundable deposit is required in advance. For convenience, she accepts Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. She's just been sentenced to 4 years in prison, to which she had a meltdown. Like, it's okay. He asked for it. Woo! I don't know. He was under the wraps for 8 minutes. Lack of oxygen to the brain. She called 911 immediately. He was pronounced brain dead the next morning. Speaking of sentencing, Carmelo Anthony's going to be sentenced today, you think? Or
they're doing the sentencing trial right now, so it looks like yes.
He faces anywhere from 5 years to 99 years or life. Well, 99 years, obviously, life. But he'll know perhaps by the end of the day before he's carted off. And apparently the prosecuting attorney is a real ball buster. Carmelo Anthony's mother was up there talking about how devastating it was. She, her firstborn child, her baby boy, had a great GPA. He never hurt nobody. And then the prosecutor said, well, would you be able to have a relationship with him if he was incarcerated? Well, obviously, yeah, not the one you want, but he can call you. You can write him a letter. You can, put some money in his account. And then he said, well, Austin Metcalf's mother can't do that. I mean, there's something to be said because he's what? How old is he? 19?
I think he's 18 now.
18 years old. He did something that could screw up the rest of his life. But when you think about it, he killed someone else whose life has gone completely. I mean, if you murdered somebody, I don't want to hear how your youth and your great GPA is a reason that you should spend less time in prison. You killed somebody.
You made that mistake.
And now you got to pay. Wow. That came to a quick end, didn't it? Carmelo Anthony, he'll know by the end of the day, and then he'll be carted off right there in front of everybody.
I guess when he started crying and breaking down, the defense asked if they could take him out into the hallway to help him, get back under control. And the judge informed him that he no longer has that freedom, that he's now being held by the state of Texas. So they said no.
Wow. He can't even walk out of the courtroom, huh? Whew. That's what happened. I don't know why you'd need one, but you can now get a religious exemption from using AI in your work. Can you explain it? It's the mark of the beast, maybe?
There's people that have made that argument, but I think it's more, this is the use of religious exemption for things you don't want to do.
Why would you not want to use AI if it made your job easy?
There are some people that are 100% against it. They think it's going to be the end of the world. It's going to cost thousands of people their jobs. They have no want to be anywhere near it.
I got news for you. It's a locomotive. You cannot stop AI. You can't stop the data centers. You can't stop AI from creeping into the workplace. You cannot stop it. It is an inevitability. One woman, a 34-year-old software engineer named Erin Mouse, works for a tech entertainment company, found a workaround because she didn't want to work with AI, even though the productivity benefits it offers are, I don't know, unquestionable. She believes they are questionable. She has secured a religious exemption. She is belongs to a religion called the Unitarian Universalist. It's a new one on me. A pluralistic religion rooted in the inherent worth of every person. She argued that AI doesn't align with her religious beliefs, citing the environmental and ethical concerns. She told her employer, I'm writing my code and reviewing my code by hand, which seems crazy to say, but just 2 years ago, how else would you do it? She's not a member of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis' most recent calls for stronger AI controls. Highlights a growing schism between religious beliefs and the broad intrusion of AI into everyday life. Yeah, you got pastors asking AI to write a sermon for them.
This Unitarian Universalism is the DEI of religion.
Oh, really?
It was formed in 1961 by the merger of the Unitarians and Universalists. It's a liberal religious tradition characterized by its commitment to theological diversity, inclusivity, and social justice. It does not adhere to a single creed or doctrine. Instead, they are unified by shared covenants across congregations.
Is that a real religion? Do they worship a god?
No, because it welcomes diverse beliefs, including atheism and various other religions.
Wow.
This is a friendly meetup. Because there's no...
It just sounds like you've taken...
There's actually not a religion to it.
It's like liberalism is what it sounds like. Like you've turned liberalism into a bona fide religion.
They draw from agnosticism, atheism, Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, New Age, neo-paganism, non-theism, religious humanism, Taoism.
Humanism. And how does one stumble upon the Unitarian Universalist?
Apparently, there's roughly 1.7 million in the U.S. identify as it.
And what do they don't go to a church. They don't worship anything.
There are some brick and mortar ones.
Oh.
There's one in Pensacola, Florida, and another one in Worcester, Massachusetts.
you can't stop AI. And to ignore it or, yeah, it's going to be use a lot of water. And it's going to, these data centers, and it's a lot of electricity, a lot of power. But it's off. It's the engine has been started and it is off and running, and you're either with it or you're not with it. And if you're not with it, you'll be left behind.
That's the thing, is it needs to be found a way to control it. It's going to happen. We need to start finding ways to rein it in and create areas that are, doesn't do a bad environmental impact, that doesn't use as much water, which they're doing. This is no different than the fear of the original computers. I mean, remember when there were take-up rooms for those computers that people would scream that, the amount of electricity pulling from these things is going to drain the entire grid, and we're just not going to be able, once they turn one of these computers on, it's going to destroy humanity.
Right now, you got more computing power in the palm of your hand and a smartphone than the entire Apollo missions put together. I don't even know how you could consider that a religion. Her employer, just said, okay, whatever. Because Unitarian Universalist Association doesn't have a firm stance on the use of AI, but they're working on one. This lady opened the floodgates. And you might have a chance of securing this type of exemption, if you wish. And any employer that dismisses this type of request could land them in a lot of hot water. We consider the legal precedent of the COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Courts were dealt with an onslaught of litigation involving religious accommodations in the workplace. I don't know. I mean, I use it occasionally, mostly for fun. Not for anything super important. But if my job could be made easier with it, of course, why wouldn't I engage?
I mean, it is making people's jobs easier and things, but it needs to not be relied on as the only thing. Have I asked ChatGPT or Grok or for information? Yes, but also I've had to go back and look at it and ask it a couple times, is this information correct? And when it falls apart and doesn't actually give me correct information. So you have to just use it as a tool, not the only answer.
Yeah, too many people are like, well, if AI said it, that's got to be true. But there's been documented instances of where AI got it wrong. But, I would have figured a real religion would have been the first to have a problem with it, not some, website, a religion that, I mean, what am I? I'm a clergyman of the Universal Life Church. Just as a joke, funny on the online. They'll send you whatever you want. You can get a placard to put on your dashboard. It says clergy parking, which doesn't work. I'm here to tell you. You can marry people, which anybody can marry anybody. Just have a notary there to notarize the license. But it's phony baloney. There's no brick and mortar.
Yeah, this is like saying I'm part of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, so I shouldn't. And it says I can't use AI, so I can't use it in my job anymore.
Well, welcome to 2026, I suppose, huh? There's you got to be pretty happy about I mean, if you're at all a person that's dealt with losing weight your whole life, so many people are. The GLP-1 deal is like your key out. I don't know. I mean, I've heard like one or two cases of people that start it and they can't finish it because they got explosive diarrhea and they're sick or whatever. And that's going to happen. But for the super majority of people, it's a fast and easy way to drop weight reliably. There is one woman named Stephanie. She found this miracle drug and lost 45 pounds. Changed her life. She was happy. She felt better. Her clothes fit better. She had to buy new clothes. Then one day she was looking in the mirror, putting on some earrings, and she noticed her earlobes were floppy and old looking. Does everyone's earlobe stretch out when they get old?
I don't know if it's so much stretching out, but your face gets thinner. You lose some muscle tone there. Your ears droop a little bit. You do get a little bit of a floppy earlobe, but this lady's a narcissist.
Why do you say?
If she's staring in the mirror and the first thing she notices after she lost 45 pounds, she's not looking at how her face looks or if she's got cheekbones showing now, if her double chin's gone, or, if her breasts are a little perkier or anything like that. She notices she's got floppy earlobes, and that's what got her.
Well, I mean, we know about Ozempic butt, Ozempic face, Ozempic boobs. You're going to have to add earlobes to the list. People are always blown away. Oh, my God, something happened. I lost weight. Now look at me. Any time, like you've had bariatric surgery or one of these other weight loss deals, yeah, you're going to have saggy skin if you lose it fast. Your face is going to sink in. Ozempic face is not just Ozempic face. It's also I just lost a lot of weight face. I don't know about Ozempic butt, but, well, there's the fix. Dr. Luis Macias, double board certified plastic surgeon, founder of Aesthetic MDR in L.A., California. He's seeing a big uptake in people coming in looking for an earlobe restoration procedure after they've used GLP-1s. He said a lot of people don't think about the long-term effects of Ozempic. Following rapid weight loss, ears tend to lose fullness. They get longer at the lobes, speeding up the aging process, but he's got a fix for it. It depends. You can get the expensive fix, which I think is like $9,500.
And then you're going to go in there and trim your earlobes a little bit, shave them down just a touch.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know that anyone ever had I knew a girl in high school whose ears stuck out like Dumbo, and then one summer she went, over the summer something happened, and she came back and her ears were all pinned back, and she was just so gorgeous. Everyone in the school's like, "Oh my God, you see Caroline? What's different about her? Oh, she had her ears pinned. I mean, they stuck out."
Was it the ear pin thing got everybody, or Caroline have that little summer growth, and that's what people started noticing about?
Probably a mix of both of those. They say women like to wear pretty jewelry on their ears. It makes sense they would want to bring attention to their earlobes. So many people have been using a filler, plumping up their earlobes in just the right places. People complain their earrings don't hold in place after losing the weight. When one doctor does a earlobe reduction, he has to close existing ear piercings. Patients can pierce it again 6 weeks after the healing process. That's a surgery. Most doctors are using a filler, either your own fat from your butt or somewhere else, or whatever else they use, hyaluronic acid or something like that. But yes, could there be anything else affected by Ozempic? They'll be given the name Ozempic penis. That's a positive for most men.
I think we had Ozempic teeth was a couple weeks ago. People talking about that. Their teeth are falling out because of it.
Because they're not eating. Ozempic penis is a positive effect of Ozempic. Yeah, the surgery is $9,500. You want to get a plump up with some filler, it'll cost you $800. $400 an ear. Whew. Smooth recovery, some soreness, and then you'll be thrilled with the results. My ears are soft, refined, and useful again. What do you mean? Could you hear out of your ears when you had Ozempic earlobe? I didn't want something so small to having such a large effect on me. I'm so glad I did it. I just feel back to normal.
Yeah, this lady has some severe body image issues.
Yeah, you lost 45 pounds.
And the first thing you notice is your floppy earlobes.
And to the point you had to see a specialist about it. Well, congratulations, lady.
I'm happy for her. She can wear some dangling earrings. Do you think they make her Like, hey, by the way, you can't do any earrings or any earlobe tugging for 6 weeks afterwards. We got to let this settle. Also, they put that acid in there that I understand is kind of a lot like the old corn syrup filling for a Stretch Armstrong. So does she? If she goes and pierces her ear, does some of it squirt out like?
Or if you pull it way down to here,
Will it
does
go
it
back?
slowly go like Stretch Armstrong? Yeah. People have had to restore their earlobes. My earlobes were loose and made me feel old. When I put my earrings in, I noticed I didn't have the same volume, and I felt I was aging my face.
Yeah, everybody saw it. We all knew you had those floppy earlobes, lady.
I feel younger. I usually wear my hair behind my ears or on one side, so wearing earrings on my fuller ears looks and makes me feel young. Wow. I mean, I've never, ever looked at a woman and said, wow, she's gorgeous, except for those earlobes. Look at those. What happened? Oh, good luck, ladies. That's got to be rough to be you.
Now, you say you never did the earlobe thing, but have you ever looked at Megan Fox and looked, I mean, she's super beautiful except for those thumb fingers.
I dated a girl that had that
Those
toe
thumbs, yeah.
And she was absolutely, I still, she's a good friend of mine now. Stunningly beautiful in every way, beautiful face, sweet, nicest person. But man, the thumbs.
But did it like freak you out? You're like, oh man, she like can look in her eyes, and then she holds her hand, like, God, put those things away.
We dated in high school, and I remember the first time, I think we were in a car, maybe on the bus, and we were holding hands, and I my hand was on top and hers was under, and I kind of turned it, and I was like, you look away a little bit. I was like, what, is that a toe on her hand? What is going on here?
Did you lose it? Did they put your toe on there? Am I going to have to take your shoes off?
No, but I'll tell you this. I made it a point to never, ever, ever accidentally look at her thumbs ever again. I would avoid it like the plague. I'd prefer she kept her hands in her pockets most of the time, actually. It was that much. Yeah, that is a weird. But everything else, she was A-okay. All right. When we return, if you like hard seltzer, you might want to back off the hard seltzers a little bit. There's a whole new disorder linked to drinking hard. Why is it called hard seltzer? I mean,
there's regular seltzer.
It's not alcoholic.
Yeah.
Okay. So hard means that it's got booze in it. Those are popular, especially with the ladies. Any dude that I know that drinks one, the first thing they do is make a cocktail with it. Like it's 4% alcohol. They go, these are great, with a couple ounces of vodka in them. Your high noons and all of these, it's alcohol is notably not good for your health, but hard seltzers are specifically to blame for a brand new disorder. I'll tell you what it is when we return. Hang on, it's the afternoon show. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
You can now tune in to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Tune in to the Crash Proof Retirement Show Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Joanne Small-Canella and Tracy Stillman. The Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You don't need another opinion, just the facts.
What caused that crash on the Schuylkill? Will it rain before the kids' game? What happened at the school board meeting last night?
At KYW News Radio, we don't take sides. We take notes, delivering the information you need to make the best decisions for your family.
The news you need whenever you need it.
Depend on KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news leader for more than 60 years.
Prioritize yourself and make your dream of an attractive, healthy smile a reality at PI Dental Center. The professionals at PI Dental have been transforming patients' smiles for over 38 years. Board-certified specialists, Dr. Glenn Wolfinger and Dr. Robert Slough, perform complex dental makeovers with their Teeth in a Day protocol, where dental implants are placed and restored with fixed teeth in just one day. It's time to invest in yourself. For a smile that's monumental, trust PI Dental. Visit pidentalcenter.com.
Weather sponsored by the Piazza Auto Group.
Nice and cool overnight tonight, down to 65, partly cloudy. Tomorrow, high of 85, showers possible in the afternoon. Thursday, we're going up to 95 with thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. And Friday, 98, partly cloudy.
Visit Piazza Honda of Philadelphia, Langhorne, Pottstown, Reading, or Springfield to take advantage of 2.99% financing for 36 months on the popular 2026 CRV and CRV Hybrid. Shop online today at piazzahonda.com.
Now back to the Piazza Auto Group studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Remember 2019 was the seltzer, hard seltzer was the drink of the year or the drink of the summer or whatever.
A White Claw, crazy.
Oh. In my garage fridge, I'm sure there's a 12-pack. My wife enjoys them. But before you pound a bunch of high noons, you better know that you could leave you hospitalized. Alcohol's bad enough for you. But researchers at Hackensack Meridian Jersey Shore University Medical Center claim that hard seltzer is specifically blamed for a brand new disorder. It's been named, I'm guessing this is after the doctor that discovered it. It's called Meherandu Vakaranjani syndrome.
They're going to have to maybe
MV.
Yeah, MV that.
Syndrome.
MVS.
They are lower in alcohol, spirits, low calories relatively, but it doesn't mean you can go pounding them. They discovered and were published in the International Journal of Clinical and Medical Cases, reports that on 3 people that consumed 2 or more 6-packs of hard seltzer per day developed a condition, the MV syndrome. Your kidneys already have trouble processing the excess fluid. The risk of disorder is heightened thanks to overconsumption. You'll have other alcoholic-related dangers. Younger generations are kind of getting away from booze right now, which is kind of encouraging. But Gen Z, they're like, we're drinking. They're in that. There's no two ways about it. They're doing some drinking. So alcohol's a diuretic. You lose fluid, exasperates your hydration, blah, blah, blah. You should hydrate. Drink plenty of electrolytes. If you experience dizziness, confusion, blurred vision, you've got a problem. From something as innocent as a high noon. Well,
but this is saying that, I mean, if you're pounding alcohol all day long and not drinking water or anything else like that, your kidneys are gonna start having some problems. Your liver's gonna start failing.
Right.
This is all that's saying. I think maybe there's a bunch of people that believe that, well, I mean, it looks like water. It's a little bubbly. It's seltzer water. Or it just has a little edge to it, so I can pound these all day.
I mean, you could develop some serious problems if you drink a 6-pack of Diet Cokes a day, right?
Yeah, if you're not drinking water, there's an issue.
You mean you can get Meharandu Vashikarai-Lorangi syndrome?
MVS.
MVS from other alcoholic beverages? CDC reminds you, men, limit your alcoholic drinks to 2 a day. Women should only consume 1 drink a day. I don't know anybody in this world who consumes alcohol that goes, well, yeah, I'm a female, so 1's my limit. Or a dude who says 2's the limit. Although one guy I did know. I called this guy, I said, hey, meet me for a beer. He said, sure, man, I'll meet you. We go to I go to the bar, get there first. He sits down. He orders a beer. He drinks the beer and puts it down. He goes, all right, see you later. I said, wait, you've been here 8 minutes. He said, well, you said meet for a beer. I've had a beer. Well, that's trying to.
Because that sounds like a guy that either 1 is an alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic, or 2, his wife told him he was allowed to go have 1 beer, and that's it.
Then they said, who are you going to Shannon Burke? Oh, you better only have 1 to get your butt home.
Yeah, she's got a counter waiting for her, and she's got a spot. She's got at least one of her girlfriends at that bar watching him.
Yeah, probably so.
The moment his lips tasted that last little drop at the bottom, she was texting her like, he's done. He finished it. You better make sure.
Wow. Trying to figure out what this lady. Remember this? There was a lady she was a mayor of a little town in Louisiana, and her name is Misty. And sometime over the summer, she had a little boozy pool party at her place with all of her kids' friends. She arrived at court today to learn her fate after being caught having what this article says is depraved sex with her son's 16-year-old best friend.
Yeah, I remember this story, and that I believe the son walked in on her and the best friend going at her. He watched it.
Yes, he saw it through like there was a little space. He was outside looking through the window, and there was a little gap between the mini blinds and the edge of the window, and he looked in there and saw his best friend, going after it with his mother. Then his little sister witnessed it too and said, quote, they were on top of each other. She's 43. Convicted on charges of carnal knowledge of a juvenile, indecent behavior with a juvenile, having sex with a teen during a booze-fueled pool party on her own son's birthday 2 years ago. They say she was mayor at the time of this little town in Louisiana. And she wore a little skimpy orange bikini at the party. She flirted openly, posed for creepy photos with a boy before luring him into her home and the bonus room of her home, stripping and having sex with him. Her teenage son took a photo of the boy on top of his mother and said in an interview, played for the jury, that he saw his mom having sex with his best friend through a crack in the window. Her own daughter saw it too. The victim told jurors from the stand that he was drunk when this horrible sex crime unfolded. the ex-mayor's best friend and former sister-in-law, also testified that she had overheard her teenage son screaming that his mom effed his best friend after a drunken romp when she was asked to help mediate the chaos. DoorDash driver told the courtroom that he had delivered Plan B emergency contraception to her home, while frantic text messages show the victim's mother asking the ex-mayor about the possibility of her becoming pregnant. She said, out of respect for both of our families, can you assure me that you can't be pregnant? She replied, yes. Got some DoorDash guy bringing me the Plan B right now and a couple of tacos from Taco Bell. She said, so no protection? Are you on birth control? Have you had a tubal, a hysterectomy? She replied that she was on birth control, but that romp didn't reach that point in the few minutes for her to have that concern. What does that mean? She resigned as mayor of DeRidder, Louisiana, a town of just 9,800, days before her arrest. Charged with rape following her conviction, the jury announced after less than an hour of deliberation she was ordered to register as a Tier 1 sex offender, which is the lowest risk. That's your mother doing your friend. That guy's going to have all kind of psychiatric care.
Yeah, because even worse is he saw it.
Yes. Wow. Convicted back in March. What is her, doesn't say what her sentence is anywhere in this article. She was single at the time, too. So no worries for her husband. Oh, yeah. That's weird that the other kid's mother called her.
And it was only worried about if she would get pregnant from it.
Yeah. I don't want my son tied up with child support payments. Instead of calling the cops. Well. They're so horny. Really unbelievable. The Supreme Court has tossed the, remember the gas appliance stuff that Biden started? One of the dumbest things ever. To tell people they can't have the clean, burning, natural gas appliances in their home. What was the reason? It might give your kid asthma or contribute to their asthma?
Something like that. It was giving kids some autism or some things like that.
They remanded American Gas Association et al. v. Department of Energy to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, citing a brief filed by U.S. Solicitor General John Sauer from the Biden area Department of Energy ruled that required 95% efficiency benchmark for natural gas furnaces and commercial water heaters. The part of their Energy Policy and Conservation Act. The lower court upheld it. I mean, there were entire buildings that were being built. And I know Kathy Hochul tried to do it in New York City or New York. Like if you're building a new apartment building, you can't have any gas appliances in it. The most efficient appliances that for some made up, I don't even know, a made up reason. They argue that Biden's standards would have effectively eliminated the non-condensing gas furnaces and water heaters from the U.S. market. The standard for non-condensing appliances achieved an 80% efficiency rate. Utility Drive magazine reported, however, the condensing appliances can generally achieve 90 to 95% efficiency. They have vacated the court decision that upheld. That's just the worst. I mean, there are so many things wrong with that administration. But you start meddling in appliances, that's when you know that administration is not effective.
No, it's the same administration, though, that looked at in New York and California and said, you know what those places don't need? Wood-fired ovens,
yes,
because that's going to kill people.
Right. Wood-fired pizza ovens are the heartbeat of New York City, and you had to spend $100,000 on a smoke filter. You're right. It's just as dumb. Thank God. They say the law is now clear. DOE is explicitly forbidden to set a standard that eliminates an entire class of appliances from the market. At some point, I think Democrats just are effing with us. You like something, we're going to get rid of it. Mayor de Blasio, New York City, kids were drinking too much chocolate milk. Let's get rid of chocolate milk. Guess what? No one drank milk after that. Why were they drinking chocolate milk? Because they like it. Who doesn't like to cook with gas? Or heat with gas? Well, we got to get rid of that. You can't have gas appliances. Yeah. Your kid might get, I don't know, asthma.
Yeah, it's, the best way to actually cook, too. And most chefs have a gas in their side of their house because it's the easiest to control heat and do all those fun things with it. But, let's get rid of that.
Forever. When we return, we'll wrap. I think we're wrapping it up for you. Tom Brady. Did we mention Tom Brady? Yeah, we did mention Tom Brady. There is a return of an ancient food product where Americans are eschewing highly produced foods, and they're going back to eating this one thing, which I can't think of anything more boring to snack on. We'll tell you next. It's the Afternoon Show, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hi, this is Larry Steinhaus, and I want to let you know that I buy houses. I buy houses from people that may be a tired landlord, maybe somebody who's having trouble selling their house, or maybe someone who needs to sell their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I promise to answer the phone and help you with your situation. That's right, your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left you, or it may just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855-939-1137.
Join WPHT and Nick Hale in supporting the 39th annual Bend to the Shore Bike Tour, Sunday, July 26th. Ride 10, 30 miles, or 65 miles, or just make a donation. Visit bendtoshore.org and enter code NICK1210 to get $25 off the registration fee. That's shore.org, promo code NICK1210. The Bend to Shore Bike Tour provides financial relief for the families of fallen and critically injured first responders and is organized by Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation.
If clutter is costing you time, fix it right away. Closet Factory designs and installs custom storage for closets, pantries, and home offices. Schedule a free design consultation at closetfactory.com. Closetfactory.com.
My obstructive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy kept me from baseball games with my boys. The stairs were too much. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved and I can be more active again. Camzyos is a cardiac myosin inhibitor, the first in its class to treat adults with symptomatic OHCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and ability to be active, and it reduced obstruction in the heart 4 times more.
In a 30-week study, Camzyos, mavacamten, reduced post-exercise obstruction on average 47 units of pressure versus 10 with placebo. Results may vary. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy, as Camzyos may harm your unborn baby.
Visit Camzyos.com or call 1-855-CAMZYOS. Actor Portrayal.
If you're carrying a lot of credit card or personal loan debt, every month can start to feel the same. All those bills, all those due dates, all that stress. There's a solution that's designed to make it easier for you. National Debt Relief could put you on the fast track to paying off your credit card debt, personal loans, and even medical debt for less than you owe, with just one low monthly payment you can afford. And no, it's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. It's a real, affordable debt relief program that could save you lots of money. National Debt Relief has already helped over 1 million people with their debt and has thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So if you owe $10,000 or more, don't wait. Call 800-878-4646 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-878-4646. One call could help reduce what you owe and simplify your monthly payments. Call 800-878-4646 now to find out how much you could save.
Yo, Collegeville. Follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
As Americans ditch ultra-processed foods. There we go. As Americans are popping up. There we go. Ditching ultra-processed foods, they're returning to an ancient food which was cultivated by ancient civilizations in Mesopotamia 8,000 years ago, and they're eating dates.
Nobody is eating dates. This is propaganda from Big Date.
Do you think?
Yes, because I have not met anybody that's sitting around their house like, oh,
could use a date right now.
Yeah, I really wanted something sweet. Let me go grab a bag of my dates.
They say globally the date market is projected to experience a compound annual growth rate of 6.1%, going from $34.5 billion to $55.58 billion in the next 8 years. Dates. I mean, I know what a prune is. I have, in case things aren't moving, I got some prunes in the fridge. I don't even know where to get, what aisle are the dates on?
They're right there in the dried fruits.
Oh, people are apparently using them as a sugar replacement when they make a smoothie or some other food like that, but dates.
This is Big Date propaganda.
They say it's good for everything: gut, better brain function, healthy skin, lowered risk of severe disease. I've never seen a commercial for dates. I used to see commercials for grapes and raisins.
Yeah, well, now you're big propaganda for them.
For Big Date? That's all right. Enjoy your dates. They're a new trend. Go be trendy and grab a bag of dates. Put them on a bowl on the table. Invite your friends over. Thanks for having us these last, 4 days we've been filling in for the afternoon show. Follow me on X at The Burke Show. You can get Eric at The Eric Stacy, Steacy. And we appreciate it. Have a great night from the afternoon show here at Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore